Hey guys, hope everything is very well with you. You guys probably remember we've been a couple weeks ago in London, UK for the White Label World Expo, and I got to find one additional nice offer, and that's called Z. So today I have Daneel in here from Z, and I think he's going to give us a quick overview. What does Z do? So welcome, hi there, Daneel. Nice to have you on here as an
Hi,
interview.
Sebastian. It's so great being here. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been such a surprise, walking around over the private label World Expo and seeing other offers and seeing what's happening in the UK. How is it different from Germany? And of course, with this background, with this point, I'm coming on to you to say, see, our big market, of course, is not only in Germany, but massively in Germany. But it would definitely be interesting for the Germans to see who want to, let's say, expand into the UK or into the US, how Z, actually spelled Z-Z-E-E, how you guys could help Germans as well as other country sellers. And tell us a little bit about what does he do? And one of the specific things also, you guys grew fast. So where did that come from?
No, Seb, it's quite a packed question, so I'm going to take it step by step. So just firstly, a bit of background on Z, and then I'll give you more idea of what our product offering is. So Z is part of the world's largest regulation tech company called VAT IT. VAT IT has offices in about 50 countries worldwide, about 2,500 employees, and we service the likes of Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Google, and about half of the S&P 500 clients. So in this space, we have a very big import and compliance business that have a tech and a medical branch where we service, as mentioned, top companies worldwide in the medical space, Pfizer, etc., and in the tech space. Microsoft, ironically, Amazon themselves are one of our clients, and we help them build their AWS centers across the world. From there, we had a lot of people inquire, Amazon sellers on our website asking, can you help me? Can you help me? And we always thought, e-commerce space is too small. And guess what? When we started looking at the opportunity to grow our e-commerce business, we realized the e-commerce space is about to explode, and global expansion in the e-commerce space is something that hasn't really started. And that's how Z is formed. So your second question and answering that, what do we do exactly? Well, we are one-stop shop and a turnkey solution for Amazon and e-commerce sellers that want to take any of their brands into new markets. When I say new markets, there's a lot of fear that e-commerce sellers face in going into an area that they've never sold in before. There's different product regulation. You need to be tax registered. You need to make sure the logistics is correct, import compliance. So what Z's built over the last year is a full solution of doing your VAT and tax registration, doing your import compliance, doing your product compliance, making sure that if there's any certificates or documentations you need, as well as doing the logistics. Because of the thousands of shipments we do, we have very good rates. So we pass that discount on to our clients. In essence, when it comes to expansion, we're a one-stop shop for German or any seller that wants to move into the US, UK, Japan, any market.
So you're not only doing, that's what you mentioned, of course, before about just simple logistics and the import, but making sure that the products, on the other hand, are also compliant for the local markets.
Yes. So, I mean, the problem is there was a lot of people in the space before Z started. We went from 5 to over 80 employees in 9 months. But there's a lot of people that do certain areas of what
to 90 employees in 8 months.
Look, there's the need for this, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Global expansion is about to kick off. Our slogan is, we say, make global feel local. We want to be able to make sure that you've got one point of contact for all of your different markets. Previously there was a few people doing certain aspects, but no one really did the entire solution into any lane in the world. And that's where we come in.
Yeah. Now, and of course, you gave quite an explanation about this, but maybe you can still go a bit more detailed, a bit more specific in there. I mean, there are tons of logistics companies, there are tons of import companies, and so on and so on. How are you guys at Z different from all the others, logistics, importers, shippers, forwarders, compliance companies, and so on and so on? How do you see yourselves positioned in there?
Sebastian, good question. I think there's no one in the space, and you can quote me if I'm wrong, that's doing all of it through one app and one point of contact. Yes, there is a few people in the space that can handle your freight, that can help you with the importation, that could maybe do your product compliance. We have built that into one thing. So you have only one supplier you got to work with into any market worldwide. So I think that's truly our diversification factor.
Okay. Now, give me an example for, let's say we have several few Germans who are growing quite large in their own market. They're expanding, let's say, pan-EU, and they want to go specifically, of course, into UK. I mean, one of the big topics, of course, is Brexit, and still is Brexit. Yes. I think there's a lot of uncertainty of how to really handle it. Do you need to pull up a complete new logistics supply chain? And as well, the US market is interesting to a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, good question. I think
how do you do that?
Which is quite what is quite interesting is post Brexit, a lot of people don't really understand the implications of it. They used to sell in the UK before it, and they feel entitled that they need to be able to sell there again. But the reality is that Brexit, it became as difficult, if not more difficult, to sell in the UK than to sell into Japan or the US or any market. It's a complete new market. You need to be VAT registered. You need to make sure you have an importer of record that will be importing on your behalf, because it's a new market. So I think
you need to be
German
VAT
sellers,
once you deliver your goods, once you have them locally stored. You don't need to be VAT registered below the certain threshold of selling from Germany into the markets.
Yes, but when you cross that threshold, and even if you're not, you still need someone in the UK to act as your importer and do the clearance for you now.
Yeah.
So I think that for German sellers, I would say you have to forget how it used to be, because it's changed completely. The US market is obviously the biggest market in the world. So for German sellers that's got a winning product with great reviews, it makes sense to see if they can disrupt the US market. I have to be honest, I do think making it big in the US is difficult, but I think the upside is just so big that once you do make it there, it's something that you've never seen before. So I think for us, we always advise US sellers to go into Germany because it's a great market, but we do realize that Germans that have strong brands needs to take it over into the UK, US, and also Canada. I think that's the...
Hold there for a second, simply because you just mentioned the US, and I know you guys have been to the Prosper show. What did you see right now as an interesting fact for you guys, for the US sellers, for example, to get into Europe, or how do you help them there? What are the terms? What's your sales pitch?
So Sebastian, I think it's interesting because for German sellers, it's a bit scary, I think, because before Z and other companies in the space, US sellers have really struggled to enter the German market before. Z currently offers a sleep easy solution for US sellers to go into Germany. So my prediction is that the German market is going to become more and more competitive. I mean, it's a great market to be in. It's the second biggest market in the world. But now with the US sellers seeing this opportunity for growth there, I do think we're in for some interesting times in the future now, where US sellers will start moving over with strong brands. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Okay. All right. Any last words? A few quick suggestions. Give me 2, 3 or so that you want to give the ones who may be interested in your services.
Look, Sebastian, I would say, personally, you've got nothing to lose. You just make contact and learn from us. Even if you don't end up using us, use the time, talk to one of our experts so we can see how we can help you and find a tailored solution for you. So I'll send obviously a link below that they can click on, or they can even send me a personal email. I'm happy to answer any emails. It's danelste@z.co. It's my name on the screen, ste@z.co. Thanks so much, Seb. I appreciate your time.
Perfect. I appreciate it as well. We'll talk soon.
Cheers. Bye.